Number 8, the pie chart shows the data of 25 people taking a survey to choose their favorite fast food restaurant. How many people chose Chick-fil-A? So if we look at the circle graph, we know that Chick-fil-A had 28% of the people chosen as their favorite restaurant. So if we know that there are a total of 25 people, we can set up a proportion to figure this answer out. So if we know that 28% is over 100, that should be the first fraction in our proportion. The 25 people represent the total people surveyed, so the total number always goes on the bottom with aligning with the 100%, and the x goes on the top. Then we just need to cross multiply so that we can solve for x. We know that 100x should be on the left, and then 28 times 25, that can go here, and that's 700. If you divide both sides by 100, we know that 700 divided by 100 should equal 7. So the final answer should be 7 people chose Chick-fil-A as their favorite restaurant out of the 25 people. Number 9, the graph shows the number of SUVs sold over a 5-year period. Which statement is best supported by the data in the graph? A, there were over 3 times as many SUVs sold in 2012 as 2008. So we need to look at the 2 years. 2008 was at 30. And then 2012 was at right in between 70 and 80, but it's a little bit closer to 80, so that should be about 78. So if we know that 3 times 2008 should give you 78, or 3 times 30 should give you 78 is not correct, so we know that this is false. There were almost twice as many SUVs sold in 2011 as in 2010. So almost twice means 2 times as many SUVs. So we're looking at 2011 and 2010. And those give you a different number. It seems like 2011 is at 60 and 2010 is at 60 as well. So they're equal, not twice as many. So definitely that should be false. Letter C. The median number of SUVs sold was 60,000. So median means the middle number. So if we put this in order, or we have all of the numbers except for year 2009, so I'm just going to write it above it. It's right in between 40 and 50, so we know that's about 45. So if we figure out the median of these numbers, I'm going to cross it out one by one from least and greatest. 1, 2, 3. So the median should be the 60. And it says that it was 60,000. So let's figure out the y-axis right here. And let's see if that 60 really represents 60. It says SUV sales in thousands. So it is actually 60,000 because of that word in parentheses, thousands. So that is true. So C should be the correct answer, but let's look at D to just make sure. The number of SUVs sold in 2010 and 2011 double that sold in 2008 and 2009. So the word double means twice, which is 2 times. But we need to combine 2010 and 2011. So we have all of our numbers up right above our bars, so we just need to add them. 2010 was at 60, and 2011 was again at 60, which makes it 120. Let's look at 2008 and 2009. 2008 was 30, and then 2009 was about 45. If you combine those, it gives you 75. We know that double means 75 times 2 should give you 120, but that does not give you 120, so D is false. So our final answer should be letter C. Number 10, the circle graph shows the percentage of voters voting for each of the 4 candidates in a local election. Use the graph to answer questions 10 through 11. Number 10, if the number of votes cast for all 4 candidates totaled 300,000, which is a reasonable number of votes for Brown to have received? So we need to look at Brown, and that is right here, and it's at 25%. If we know that there were a total of 300,000 people who voted in this election, we know we can set up another proportion. 25% would be 25 over 100. And then we can put that 300,000 at the bottom with X on top. And then we can just cross multiply. And if you multiply 25 times 300,000, that gives you 7,500,000 equals 100x. And then if you divide both sides by 100, your x comes out to be 75,000. So 75,000 people out of the 300,000 voted for Brown. So let's see which of these answer choices, A, B, C, or D, fits with that. A, it says less than 3,000, that's false. It's between 30,000 to 40,000, that's false. 50 to 60,000, that's false. And it is in between 70 to 80,000, so D is the correct answer. Number 11, based on the total 300,000 votes, how many votes would Jones have received? So now we're looking at Jones, and he is at 30%. So we're going to do the same thing, 30 over 100, put 300,000 at the bottom again, cross multiply, and that gives you 7 million for 30 times 300,000. And then 100x on the right, and then divide both sides by 100. That should give you 90,000 votes for Jones. So 90,000 people voted for Jones. So that would be the final answer. Number 12. So the learning target for the last two problems for this data review is I can compare two groups of numeric data using comparative dot plots or box plots by comparing their shapes, centers, and spreads. Again, remember that the spread means range. Number 12, a product testing group compares 2 brands of trail mix to determine the number of raisins per ounce of mix. 2 pounds of each brand's mix is separated into 32 1-ounce servings. We have 2 dot plots to look at regarding raisins and 1 ounce of trail mix. The question is, which statement best describes the shape of the data distribution for brand A compared to the shape of the data distribution for brand B? A, the mode for brand A is lower than the modes for brand B. So remember that mode means the most frequent. So we know that for brand A, the most frequent is right here, which is 18. For brand B, we have multiple modes. So it's a 10, the number right in between 12 and 14, which is 13, and 16. So you can have more than one modes, and it says that A needs to be lower. So the mode for brand A was 18, and that is definitely not lower than any of the 3 modes that brand B has. So A is false. B, the range of both brands is the same. So range means you're subtracting the biggest number minus the smallest number. I'm going to figure out the range for brand A. So we know that it's going to be 18 minus this number right here, which is 5. So 18 minus 5 gives you 13. And then the range for brand B would be this number right here, 20. And the lowest number with the dot would be 4. So 20 minus 4 should be 16. So they are definitely not the same, so it would be false. C, the range of brand B is 3 more than the range of brand A. So 3 more means 13 plus 3 should give you 16. And that is actually true, so we know that C would be a good answer, but let's just figure out making sure that D is not correct. D is the median of brand A is higher than the median of brand B. So if we quickly do that using just the dots on the dot plots, we can figure it out very quickly. So I'm going to look for the median for brand A. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then we're stuck with 2 numbers and 12. So the median for brand A should be 12. So brand A, if I do the same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we're actually left with 2 numbers, which is 11 and 13. And the middle number of that would be 12. So we know that they're equal, not the same. So C is the final answer. 13. The box plots below show the cost of eating lunch at 2 local sandwich shops. Based on the data shown in the box plots, which statement is not true? So we're looking at the false statement. A, the interquartile range of shop B is greater than interquartile range of shop A. So we know that B is going to be 7 minus 5. So that's 2 for shop B. And shop A would be 6 minus, right in between 4.5, which is 1.5. So it is greater. So this is a true statement, making this question not correct. B, the median of shop A is the same as the first quartile of shop B. So A's median is right here, which is at 5. And then the first quartile of shop B is right here again. That is also at 5. So that is true, so that's not correct. Letter C, the cheaper sandwich was found at shop A. So the cheaper sandwich is that right there, the lowest amount, which is $4, and shop B had it $2. So that is actually false, so it should be C. Let's just check D. The range of shop A is 3 less than the range of shop B. So the range for shop A is at 7.5 minus 4, that's 3.5. And the range for shop B is 8.5 minus 2, which is 6.5. And we know that the range of A is less than that, so that is true, so it is not D. This concludes the answer key for this practice.